I boom, we are reacting to how I won the UK election. This is a Niko video, yeah, and the fact that it's been almost a year doesn't say much. I don't know what I'm gonna say here, but it's been almost a year, which is actually kind of mad because I remember this was like near Euros time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was near Euros, which time is flying, cuz that was 8 months ago, cuz that was in June. No, that was in Euros finished in July, mid-July, and now we're in mid-March, which means what? 8 months. Time is flying, cuz. Time is actually flying. But anyway, it's been a year. Nico Cassie being a year late, I saw this and it made me think. So anyway, enough waffle. I'll probably break this up into two parts considering it's 80 minutes. Maybe 50, 30, 40, 40. I don't fucking know.
This is me, handing the Prime Minister of the UK a big fat L to celebrate my win
Vicky
over him.
Sunak. He looks so much like Vic as well. What an Indian.
For millions watching on live TV, and this is the story of how it happened. Years ago, I ran for the position of London Mayor, and although I didn't win, I was the greatest candidate in the country's history, getting 50,000 votes. The streets loved me because I was the only one who stood up for young people. But when the world needed me most, I retired. And I was enjoying my political retirement, pranking the leader of the KKK, giving a country its freedom, and continuing to take over the world.
Oh
But
my
one
god, yeah, I remember that. Nick, this guy hasn't uploaded in ages. What are you doing, you idiot?
thing came up on my radar. Rishi Sunak, who is the Prime Minister of the UK, our most powerful position, is basically our version of the President of the United States. He had called an election and
Our version of the President of the United States. What?
I'm Rishi Sunak's biggest hater for multiple reasons. I mean, he has a sheer lack of morals by planning to criminalise homelessness.
Rough sleepers fined or even jailed.
And he's made it clear that he hates young people by forcing them into mandatory national service.
Wait, that's not what it means. That's not what it means. That is not, he doesn't, that's not what it means, cuz.
Between community service or literally joining the army.
We will introduce a bold new model of national service for 18-year-olds.
Mandatory
national service.
There'll be sanctions of some sort for those who don't comply.
Rishi basically wants to send young people to war, and by doing this, he's sending a clear message that he doesn't really care for their vote. In fact, he's directly appealing to the older generation by shoving young people under the bus. The reason he can do this is because young people
A black person playing cricket. A bloke with dreads is playing cricket.
Shoving young people under the bus. The reason
what the hell?
Because young people
is that Iwobi playing cricket with Rishi Sunak? Oh hell no. Is that Calvin Bassey?
To the older generation by shoving young people under the bus. The reason he can do this is because young people famously don't vote, because they don't feel represented, and who can blame them? The options they have are awful, and if this continues, they will continue to be overlooked by the government, meaning it will be harder and harder to have a good start in life. So they needed someone they could vote for, someone who was kind, charismatic, truthful, humble, the best politician the world had ever seen, and someone who was 6'5". The only issue was that I was retired, and that is where this story ends. Because I plan to keep it that way. Goodbye.
Ah, bro, shush.
I was just joking. I was playing around. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming out of retirement from the political game.
Way. Wozniak Shnyanchi.
Really? You really think you're the man? Yes, George, I'm the man. Are you sure? Yes, George, this isn't up for debate. It's happening. And I tell you what, it's going to be magic. Well, if I want to create something magic, I need to do something serious. So I organised a meeting with a political lawyer to get some advice.
My name is Dominic Domesic, and I'm a political researcher. I'm here to discuss British electoral law and the forthcoming general election with a potential political candidate.
But I want to take out the most powerful man in the country. So if word gets out to the wrong person, it could ruin my entire plan.
Bro, come on, bro. He looks like... He looks... I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
If word gets out to the wrong person, it could ruin my entire plan. So I had to make sure to keep my identity hidden. Welcome, sir. You're currently looking at the future Prime Minister of this country.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. You want to shake my hand or what? Basically, I plan on beating Rishi Sunak and to be the Prime Minister of this country. So what do I need to do to make that happen?
What you would need is a political party that you are the leader of that is capable of winning a majority.
Dominic educated me about politics, and it turns out this is how the UK election actually works. The UK is divided into many small areas, and people in each area vote for which local candidate they want to represent them. Most of the winning candidates are part of the two major political parties, the Conservatives and Labour. All of the winning candidates from across the country will earn themselves a seat in Parliament. The party with
Okay.
the most seats wins, and their leader becomes the Prime Minister. Now, I didn't
Ah,
have my
okay.
own party, but this gave me an
Does that
idea.
mean he doesn't have his own area because he is he his own leader? That's I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay, well, I'll just run in all those areas myself and beat Rishi that way.
Unfortunately, you yourself can only run in one parliamentary seat,
What's the worst that could happen to me if I did that?
potentially be convicted of electoral fraud.
So if I ran in multiple places across the country, they'd send me to jail.
Yes, they might do.
Goodness me. It turns out I clearly knew very little about how the UK political system works, and there can be serious consequences if I did something wrong, which is very upsetting for me. Don't touch me!
Oh, sorry.
Where? Where? He tried to kiss me!
I didn't try to kiss you, but
Why did you try and kiss me?
I did not try and kiss
Is
you.
that what you do on the regular? Touch babies you don't know?
No, 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 no. Definitely not.
Get out of here before I phone the police.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
After that civil conversation, that guy did give me some insight. He's basically just told me it's impossible for me to be Prime Minister. This has absolutely broken me because that was my whole goal. I wanted to take down Rishi and be the Prime Minister. So it seems I'm going to have to work out a new angle. And this is what I came up with. I can't actually have any control on who becomes the Prime Minister, but I can make sure Rishi loses. If I run as an independent candidate in his area, win the hearts of his people and beat him, I'll take a seat in Parliament, which would literally mean I would dethrone the Prime Minister. It's a huge task, but I know I can get it done.
Yeah, so what happens? Oh yeah, that's another question. What happens if because he is a leader of his party? Yeah. What happens if he loses his seat? Does that mean even if the majority still wins? I don't know.
And the issue is, you have to be nominated by the place you're running in. So I took a trip down to his local area, which goes by the name of Richmond in Northallerton, a constituency in the north of England. And the last time the Conservatives didn't win here was 1906, and I had to somehow find a way to get people to nominate me here, to run against him. Would you nominate me to run? I just, like, if you could nominate me, my parents would be proud of me. Maybe we can stand together. Please. Oh, no, please. Please. After one conversation and a few more minutes of wandering Richmond, it was clear that the majority of residents here were in the older age bracket and had no idea who I was. And although we got some signatures and useful details about some problems in the town,
The thing that I hate about Richmond is that we're consistently driving over potholes. I've even emailed Rishi myself.
You
Drive around
emailed
Richmond and
Rishi.
you'll drive over a pothole every few seconds.
the potholes, big issue. Okay, so that's
Massive issue.
It was still clear that I may not have the friends I need here to run comfortably in this town.
I'm a personal friend of Rishi Sunak, so I'm very
Are you?
sorry he will be getting my vote.
You could still nominate me to go up against him.
I've been asked by other parties. It wouldn't be fair to do.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Please tell Rishi that I'm coming for him.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll be seeing him next week. I'll tell him that.
Okay, tell him Nicholas Omalana is coming for you.
Okay.
So with Rishi warned, we then collected our final signatures. But from my short time here, one thing was obvious. I had a mountain to climb. Richmond is a place where young people are statistically going extinct. I felt like a complete outsider and literally nobody knew who I was. And if I was going to beat Rishi Sunak, that had to change. So I came up with a plan. In order to compete with Rishi Sunak, I'll need eyes on my campaign. And the best way to get that is by going on national news. But unfortunately for me, they only like to cover the big parties. So to get on there myself as just a small independent candidate, I need to do something that's never been done before. I've already found out that one person can't run in multiple places across the country. It's against the law. But what if I found a way where I can? After endless research, I found a loophole. If I get people from all over the country to change their name to Niko or Milana, they'll be able to legally run in the election. The whole country will be confused to how I've tricked the system, and this should get me so much attention from the media that I'll be able to state that I'm a better option than Rishi Sunak to the masses. Yes, I know this is extra, but that's exactly what this country needs. A maniac who's willing to do what it takes, and luckily, I'm also the founder of the most powerful community the world has ever seen. And I asked if any of my people would be willing to sign a legal document officially changing their name, leaving behind their better option than across the country. It's against the law. But what if I found a way where I can? After endless research, I found a loophole. If I get people from all over the country to change their name to Niko or Milana, they'll be able to legally run in the election. The whole country will be confused to how I've tricked the system, and this should get me so much attention from the media that I'll be able to state that I'm a better option than Rishi Sunak to the masses. Yes, I know this is extra, but that's exactly what this country needs. A maniac who's willing to do what it takes, and luckily, I'm also the founder of the most powerful community the world has ever seen. And I asked if any of my people would be willing to sign a legal document officially changing their name, leaving behind their old identities, and starting again with a new legal name of Niko or
He's
Milana.
gonna get people to do that. No way anyone actually did it, but I can't be asked to do that.
And then I asked him to meet me in a random location to
I think changing your name is a stinker. Like, I think that's a stinker.
confirm this. But this is a very tedious process, so surely no one would be willing to do all of that. Right? Before we start, I just want to take the register. Niko or Milana? Perfect. That's right, all of these people were willing to legally change their name to Niko or Milana. I just want to start off by thanking all of you for your immense loyalty. I now share a name with every single one of you. All that's left to do now is for you guys to go to your constituencies and confirm your place in this election. Now, yes, the government might try to stop us, but they cannot stop all of us. Every single Niko or Milana in this room will be remembered. We are making history in this election. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to be Niko or Milana? Are you guys ready to stay silent? Because if they find out that it's more than one Niko or Milana and people have changed their names, then that ruins everything. Are you ready? Then get out of here and let's get started. Now, despite that inspiring speech, I knew the odds of all of those Nikos coming back successful was slim. See, this is a difficult process. The government would have likely seen a lot of people called Niko or Milana. So unsurprisingly, a large portion of Nikos didn't make it past the barrier, even though they legally should have been able to, and their applications were rejected by their local authorities. But among the group, a select few managed to survive and were successful, and myself was included in them, meaning officially, I'd now be going up against Rishi Sunak. Now it was confirmed that me and the other Nikos were running across the country. I knew that Rishi Sunak would try and stop us if he found out. And for this plan to work, everyone had to believe that I am genuinely running in multiple areas. And I needed to make sure that my army of Nikos could be trusted to keep this a secret. So after inviting them down to a secret location to meet them, and I waited for their arrival, we planted a fake news reporter outside to put them under pressure, to see if they'd remain quiet about what was going on.
Excuse me, mate, I'm from the Daily Mail. We hear you're running for Prime Minister as Niko or Milana. Are the rumours true that you're running for Prime Minister as Niko or Milana? Niko or Milana for Prime Minister. What's going on? Boy, how come you're running as Niko or Milana?
And as seemingly none of them cracked, it was time to crack down on them. Hello, Niko.
Good afternoon, my friends.
You know, right, to keep this quiet. They're not telling anyone.
Yes, I know that.
100%? Yes, Solvin.
Yes.
Definitely. Yep, that I think.
I really saw no one.
Excuse me, we hear you're running for Prime Minister. I'm from the Daily Mail. Are you running as Niko or Milana?
I am.
You are?
Yeah,
Why are you running as Niko or Milana? That's not your real name. Why are you running as Niko or Milana?
That's not my real name, no.
But you're running as Niko or Milana?
No.
You're not?
I messed this up.
Indeed, you did mess it up. You gave away our whole stick. Why?
It was a bit.
You thought it was a bit, so you told the bit all the information I said we have to keep quiet. Please do not let this happen again. For this to work, it needs to be smooth. So for the next month, I think it's best you just keep quiet until I say. Just stay in your room until I say otherwise. Because no matter what, we can't let Rishi know what we're up to. Are we on the same page?
Exactly the same page.
Respect, brother. Niko or Milana. So But with the Nikos prepped and on board, there was one final thing to do. Ensure people register to vote, because the more young people who vote, the more power they will have against people like Rishi Sunak. And to do that, I needed to come out of retirement. Officially.
Niko Omilana is the youngest standing to be mayor.
Isn't it all just a bit of a joke?
That is the most idiotic thing.
Something like this will never be attempted again.
Fifth highest number of votes.
The question remains, what will he do now?
I've decided to run for Prime Minister. First time I've put these on in years. I was expecting that to be a lot more dramatic. Hello, my friends. I've decided to run for Prime Minister. And I'm going up against our current Prime Minister and plan to completely remove him from the political world. We will remove Rishi, and on top of this, we have done the impossible. We attempted to run Niko Omilana in multiple places across the country, and somehow we managed to make it happen. I need everyone to register to vote. This country doesn't believe that young people have power, but together we do. July 4th, make sure you vote for Niko. Rishi Sunak, you have no aura. It's time to go.
Right, I know it would
This went viral. Viral.
never happen. But imagine he actually won.
With how Niko is, he's gonna take it to a level that we're not even thinking of right now.
There's some YouTuber that is standing in 11 different constituencies.
Yeah.
And you think, well, that's incredibly stupid.
If it is Niko that's registered in these 11 different locations, he's going to be in big trouble.
Everyone was talking about me running in multiple areas. The announcement went completely viral. The number of people registering to vote had spiked, and apart from Rishi Sunak and Reform leader Nigel Farage, my name was more Googled than any of the other candidates. And as predicted, the moment the world found out I was running in multiple areas, everyone assumed that I'd broken the law. Niko Omilana, police probe, police, 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 police. The plan has worked. I mean, I thought that people would talk a lot when they found out that Niko Omilana was running across the country, but I didn't know that every single major media outlet would talk about it.
Has this YouTube prankster's politics sparked a police investigation? They're looking into the fact that someone with his name appears as an election candidate in 11 constituencies. It's an offence to provide false information or stand in more than one location.
We have not done that. We have been made aware of a potential electoral matter which North Yorkshire Police is currently looking into.
Oh.
Where we're running is North Yorkshire. That is where Richmond is. Now, I didn't want to be arrested for something I hadn't done, which meant I had to go back to Richmond and Northallerton to clear my name. Hello, my friend. I need to be taken to the police station. You from here?
Born and bred, yeah.
What advice would you give me for running here?
Be a good listener.
I feel like I'm a good listener. Can I count on your vote then?
I've always voted Conservative.
Here we are, police station, ready to hand myself in. Let's take a little shortcut. Hopefully this isn't a crime. Hello, hello. I've been told that I'm being investigated by North Yorkshire Police, so I wanted to hand myself in. Niko Omilana. Where do we go?
This might be the last time I see you.
We'll be going away for a long time. Despite what the media had suggested, it seemed like the police had no idea who I was. I even heard them Googling me. They're Googling me in there. The police are searching if I'm wanted by North Yorkshire Police. That's what they're searching. Hopefully I can clear my name today. That would be quite good for my political career. I don't want to be associated with any crimes. The media. How could they do this?
Is Niko your full first name?
My full first name is Nicholas.
I'm assuming you've been accused of something.
No, so basically I'm running for MP here in Richmond and Northallerton.
You're
Yeah.
Never see him.
Oh, you never see him here?
No. There's nothing on our system to say that we do want to, so.
But on the media it said that I was...
And you believe in everything that the media says?
No, that's very valid.
Yeah.
I'm innocent.
Yeah.
Amazing. Have a nice day. Thank you very much for that information. Really
Was he
appreciate it.
here?
Amazing. Have a nice day.
No,
Thank you
no.
very much for that information. Really appreciate it. Well, turns out I'm innocent. They've said that there's nothing on their system, so it's slightly confusing why the media are saying that North Yorkshire Police are looking into me. They're not even doing that, so they lied. The media lied. The way I read it in the article, I thought I was a criminal. I'm fine. Our work here was done, but before heading home, we headed into the centre of Northallerton, where we were stopped by some ladies who recognised me from their slanderous news articles. Yes! I took this as an opportunity to ask a quick question. What is it you guys would want fixed in this area? Potholes. Yep, I'll do that. And July 4th, make sure you vote for me, yeah? It was time to go back home to London, and as we took the taxi back to the train station, I found out that our driver had a run-in with Rishi before.
I've had him in the car.
Have you? I guess you could say that I've taken Rishi's seat here, like I'll take his actual seat.
You know what they say around here, don't you?
What?
You put a blue ribbon on a pig. We'll vote for it.
On a pig?
Really?
It was clear that getting any kind of
That's mad. I think they'll vote for Conservative, regardless of who it is.
votes in this Conservative area was going to be extremely tough, especially as I'd now been publicly branded as some kind of thug. If I wanted any chance in this election and in taking Rishi down, I needed to put things right and let the British public know that I'm actually an innocent man. And after my big stunt, I didn't have to wait long for my opportunity.
9:45 tomorrow at our studios.
My plan had worked. As a result of all of the Nikos, I now had one of Britain's most watched news stations wanting to interview me, which the older people of Richmond will definitely be tuning into. Okay, can't wait, brother. I booked myself an interview with ITV, and if I was going to be addressing the nation, I needed a manifesto, which is a list of all the things that I would do to make the country better. I made sure to cover all the important bases in my manifesto, with points including David Attenborough to voice all national rail announcements,
Please mind the gap.
free transport for under 18s and over 65s, introduce podcast licenses, any restaurant funding warfare to be shut down and turned into food banks, I'd make sure England won the Euros, huge celebrations for Rishi Sunak's 44th birthday, and politicians aged 44 to be sent directly to the front lines. Quite a nerve-wracking announcement. It's not really a manifesto which people would have seen in a general election before, but we're hoping that people see our vision and they can get behind it. My manifesto was well received on social media, but the time had come for me to preach it to the masses. We have an ITV News interview. Here we go. Every single cog in this operation had led to this moment. The mainstream media spotlight is on me again, but this time I'm in control of the narrative. This is my chance to capture the hearts of the nation and clear my name for good.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Don't mess this up now.
Right, Niko, your first media interview ahead of your campaign. Why have you chosen to do this now?
Well, I had retired as a politician, but then when I saw that Rishi Sunak wanted to send young people to war, I took that personally and I decided to come back. The heart's on me again. Preach it to the masses. We have an ITV News interview. Here we go. Every single cog in this operation had led to this moment. The mainstream media spotlight is on me again, but this time I'm in control of the narrative. This is my chance to capture the hearts of the nation and clear my name for good.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Don't mess this up now.
Right, Niko, your first media interview ahead of your campaign. Why have you chosen to do this now?
Well, I had retired as a politician, but then when I saw that Rishi Sunak wanted to send young people to war, I took that personally and I decided to come back.
This probably isn't the first time you're seeing these kids' glasses on your screens. YouTuber, prankster and internet troll Niko Omilana has cemented his name in this year's general election. He's chosen to run in the same seat as the Prime Minister.
I read your manifesto.
Thank you.
There's a few points in there, obviously, of joke points, like bringing the throwback
It's not
to
jokes.
5p.
My manifesto is extremely serious. I don't appreciate how you said that I had joke points in there at all. I will achieve every point in that manifesto if I'm Prime Minister. And then it was time for the big question.
Niko's also been making headlines after accusations he was being investigated for running in 11 different constituencies, which is not allowed under electoral law.
I'm completely innocent though, I promise you that. I have actually got people to change their names legally to Niko Omilana.
So you've got people to legally change their names to Niko?
Yes, yeah.
So that they could run in the other seats?
Well-vetted people who I believe are most like me. I taught them how to be like me. I actually metaphorically put my brain inside of theirs. Now they're ready to run as a Niko Omilana, and in all of those areas in which they're running, they can now be voted for.
On to young people though, you did say that you want young people to be engaged in politics.
If young people do go out and vote and we all come together as one massive cohesion, then I believe that we can actually change this country together.
And what should the different parties do to engage more young people into politics?
Stop lying and at least reach out to them in their manifestos. But also, people like Rishi Sunak, it's just not possible. He has no aura.
It's good.
Honestly, good interview.
Thank you very much.
All right?
Appreciate it. It's good. It's good.
You did well. You say my hands are sweaty. I don't sweat.
I don't sweat
or I didn't sweat.
That was a different interview. Not so nice, though.
The Niko Omalaners had completed their mission. They helped turn me an ITV interview, which the elderly residents of Richmond hopefully would have seen, which meant it was time to set them free to go out and campaign themselves to give their areas a Niko Omalana to vote for. But to do that, I had to assemble them all in one place to give them the news.
Thank you for coming, guys. I just wanted to tell you all that it's time to campaign. It's time for you to get out there and win your votes because the information is out that there is multiple Niko Omalanas. I had to release it, so it's time.
Did you not text us that? Did we have to come out with you?
Yes, you did need to come the whole way. It needed to be told in person.
All the Nikos then headed to their respective areas, but before I headed to mine, there was still one thing I needed to do. Rishi Sunak's public image was rapidly declining.
I was just going to ask, why do you hate young people so much? You're making us go to the army. A cultural service is a good thing for our country. You're welcome.
And I was about to dunk on him even more. His party, the Conservatives, said that they'd get rid of homelessness by 2024. And not only did they fail, but it's actually back on the rise. So I decided to team up with a few random strangers, and together, we raised over £100,000 in just 48 hours for Under One Sky, a homeless charity in the UK, proving that I could be a better leader than anyone else, especially Rishi. The people of YouTube now knew it, but the people of Richmond and Northallerton didn't yet. So I headed up there permanently until voting day to take Rishi down and prove that I'm a better leader than he is.
That's right, 2 weeks to go now until the general election takes place. Where will your vote be going? With Rishi Sunak's Conservatives seemingly falling away, will it be Labour, Reform UK, or perhaps an independent candidate from your area?
Thank you very much.
It was time to properly meet the people of Richmond.
Hello, guys. I'm running for MP here.
We're tourists, sorry.
Oh, you're tourists? I thought I was about to say Tories. I was about to smoke their jaws. We're now in Richmond, the Golden Lion.
Well, don't go in there, pal, talk, you know.
Why? What's wrong with the Golden Lion?
Well, if you really like karaoke, you'll be all right.
Is it? So, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you when I go out. What's up, brother? Oh, I'm feeling very welcome, I won't lie. I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles.
These people were having a great time, singing, dancing, and fondling with each other's faces. And I wanted to get involved and become one of them.
Wow.
What a great vibe. And what better way to add to it than with a political speech?
If we can cut the music. Hello, everyone of Richmond. I just want to say hi, guys. Big up to everyone in this room. Honestly, your energy is inspiring me so much. I'm just coming in here to announce that I'm running for MP against Rishi on July 4th. Yeah, I'm running. And unlike Rishi, I care about the people here, so I want to know what you guys want fixed, and I will do it.
Get the fucking karaoke back on! Yeah!
I'll definitely do that.
The people of Richmond were turning against me.
No, so I'm not actually from Richmond. I'm not. I've come here to do a better job than Rishi Sunak, and that's the main reason why I've come here. So, no, guys, please.
It was clear an outsider was not what this town wanted, and in fear of losing the pub any more customers, I put the mic down and tried to redeem any sort of respect I could before leaving. Wow, they really did hate me.
Well, I feel like that was successful campaigning.
Jesus Christ.
This was going to be a lot tougher than I thought. But luckily, we spotted our first young person, and he seemed to be on my side.
I have never voted in my life, and I'm registering just to vote for you.
Yeah?
Saving us from Rishi, please.
My
Please.
brother,
We
I
need
appreciate
it.
that.
This town is Tory hell. so thank you.
It felt good to be a beacon of hope to the endangered species of young people in this place, but it was clear that the older generation are very much stuck in their ways, and that was going to be tough to change. I needed to find out how I could break through to them, and it seemed the only populated places in this town were the pubs.
What's it take to get your vote on July 4th?
We want tourists in this town.
You want tourists?
We want tourists.
The same problems kept being repeated, but one issue was coming up more than anything else.
Thank you, really appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate all your time. Thank you guys. I have never seen a place so annoyed about a very specific problem, potholes.
We called it a day there for our first day of campaigning, but all the hotels in Richmond were full, so we got a lift out of town for the night.
So after a day of campaigning, I feel like I know a little bit more about what the people here want. I know that I still have to win them over. I'm a bit of an outsider, I'm not from here, so I already have to win them over a little bit more. I believe I'm their best option. Well, I know I'm their best option, so they better start liking me. But tomorrow's a new day, so all we can really do is just keep that campaigning going. We tried to head out for another day of campaigning, but we were stuck out of town at this hotel. All the taxis were booked, but luckily this lovely kind man said we could get in his taxi when it arrived. Oh, so we can hop in with you? Oh, amazing.
Loves the video.
Yeah, he just follows me everywhere. Making a documentary, I'm trying to take Rishi's seat.
Now this warm-hearted gentleman knew we were filming, it was a great chance to get his thoughts.
It don't matter who gets in, they still fuck us.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know one thing I'm going to do? I'll make England win the Euros, that's for sure.
Stop coming over, pouncing off my country without paying tax. When they come across that white line, across fucking in the channel, fucking fucking gun them down there. That's my politician. Your taxes, you probably don't pay tax, you probably go to university or something. You don't work like a trader. But I work and I pay taxes and my money goes to them coming over here, living in hotels, eating my fucking kids' food. I don't give a fuck for your country being bombed, with children being killed, but don't come to my country and points. They give me a machine gun, I would machine gun them. Babies, fucking children, fucking men, women, I would gun them down.
You would gun him down?
Fucking 100%. I would stand there on a fucking machine gun and gun them down. Because when they come here, mate, they only pounce on us. So they're better off fucking dead. I've had a book written about me, mate. I've had a book written about me.
Yeah, legit. This is the fucking book.
I hope you ain't filming this, mate. He's not filming this, is he?
This?
Yeah.
It's been there the whole time.
Yeah, I hope you ain't filming that, mate. Be honest, mate.
Yeah,
Don't lie.
just be honest about it.
Yeah, right, take it off then, mate. Take it off. I'm
Take it
gonna
off.
smash the camera off.
Yeah.
You'll smash the camera.
Yeah, I fucking will, mate. I fucking will as
Yeah.
well.
Alright.
Fucking take it off
Take it
now.
off, mate.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'll just stand.
You're a typical fucking foreign that's coming. Go on, you can both fuck off or get in your own cab. You're not getting in my cab. Go on.
Could I go with you and leave him?
No, fuck off, both of you. Yeah, I hope you get run over on the way down to Richmond. Go on, fuck off. Fucking wanker.
What is wrong with that man?
What the hell was that?
He seems so nice. And then he started talking about killing babies.
He called me a foreign wanker.
Something told me I'd failed to win over this kind man's vote, so my only option left was to hitchhike to Richmond.
Fair enough. You're the one. What a prick. Ah, it's him. He waved at us. It's the same guy. No way.
Where you want to go?
Richmond.
Richmond, I'm running for Richmond.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. What's your name, brother?
Daniel.
After speaking to Daniel, I learned that he'd also been suffering from the effects of the potholes.
What was it last year? I had 2 tyres go and it cost me alloy wheels as well. So.
Yeah, it costs a fortune, right?
Yeah.
He'd have to be careful to avoid hitting any more potholes.
Oh my God.
Or people, as he kindly dropped us back into Richmond, and today we had a new strategy.
It is a Tory safe seat. They are untouchable in this area. But with a few posters, I'm sure we can make a dent, even if it's just a small dent. The cheese press. Hello. I'm just wondering if there's any way in which you'd be up for putting my poster.
I can't say yes or no. I have a feeling that my boss wouldn't, with it being political.
Absolutely fine.
All
No
right,
stress at
good
all.
luck, love.
Local shops didn't want to back me, and this was going to be a problem.
The landlord doesn't let us advertise anything.
I'm not allowed to pick them up, unfortunately.
It was rejection after rejection. How am I meant to get people to vote for me when they won't even put up a flipping poster? Horror. What are the chances we can get that on the shop window?
On the shop window? Yeah, we'll maybe consider it.
Consider it.
Yeah, we'll consider it.
Damn. I just needed to find someone who believed in me. Ooh, it's a very nice hat. Excuse me, sir. That hat. What is the meaning of that?
Used one of my D&D campaigns on the road.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I've based it on one of my characters from that.
I'm running for MP here. Any words of advice?
Try to not use this place as a stepping stone like Rishi did. The roads are falling to pieces.
Potholes everywhere.
Yeah.
Could we see your steampunk place?
Yeah, sure.
And little did I know at the time, but sporting this hat would be the biggest turning point of my campaign. Oh, wow. So this is your place?
Yeah, it was my grandfather's. He had this place nearly 40 years, you know.
Wow.
Most of the stones in this building were stones nicked from the castle.
Is it?
Yeah, it's nearly 400 year old, this place.
So this place here literally represents Richmond.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
What a place. What's your name, brother?
Tate.
Tate. Niko.
Niko.
I believe our paths were meant to cross. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about Richmond, and I feel like you're a Richmond encyclopedia.
Well, probably. I used to give Richmond tours. When I'm not doing this on weekends, I work at the Richmond Youth Group.
I need you in my campaign, brother. Tate was clearly a good guy for his community, and a talented guy too. It turns out he actually hand makes a lot of this stuff himself, but sadly, it seemed his business was struggling. So you got a successful business here?
I don't know about successful. Try my best to keep alive. Little businesses and little shops, like my own, for example, are really struggling. It's impossible to really make a profit.
Tate wasn't the first person to tell me the town's tourism needed to improve, and I was now more determined than ever to fix it. He said tourism's struggling because people simply just don't want to be in Richmond anymore. I want to be here.
Yeah, no, I do. Literally got my name in the cobbles outside here.
Do you?
Yeah, I was like 3 years old. I was pestering one of the cobblers. He put my name in by the doorstep.
Look at that. The man's name is literally engraved in the floor of this place.
That's one of the reasons I kept this place going.
I'd felt so much rejection in this place so far, and now I'd found someone who represented it more than anyone else. If I could get him on my side, he could be the key to win over the whole area. Would it be possible to put one of these up in your shop window?
Certainly. I wouldn't mind at all. Yep.
Really do appreciate that. Thank you. That's perfect. Next to the ball. So I purchased a frog with some crazy backs and said goodbye. Thank you so much.
Thank you for not making this day a complete waste of time.
I'm glad, and thank you for your time. Tate. Ciao. Oh, geez, that low door. Damn. What an amazing guy. Look, right there. We're in the window. Do you know how many people are going to see that?
Well, 4?
Yeah, probably. But hopefully those 4 people can turn to at least one who votes for me. One vote wasn't enough, though. We needed some more posters. Would you be up for putting Vote Niko on the board?
Sure.
Amazing. And the posters started flying up. They put us up in pubs, coffee shops, shoe shops, clothes shops, fish and chip shops, and even the town hall menu box. I'll have United for this. After meeting Tate, our luck had changed. More people in the area started supporting us. Incredible. And it was all because of the first domino. I think we've got our message out there enough. Enough shop fronts are saying Vote Niko, and that is what really matters. I'm over the moon with this. I think now we can really push forward.
Right now to the election, and this time next week we'll know who our newly elected Prime Minister is.
We were 1 week out. It seemed Rishi's lies had started to catch up with him as he was plummeting in the opinion polls.
Rishi Sunak is facing electoral annihilation. Sunak is staring at the worst election defeat since 1997. That's what the latest opinion polls are saying. A new survey by YouGov.
All right, wait. I'll record part 2 in a bit, cuz I'll be back.